here I am, guys, Angelo Lambropoulos, Director of Lambros Realty, and here I am reporting with the March 2020 Cherrybrook property market update. And what an interesting one it is. Something I dare say most of us have never witnessed in our lifetime, and hopefully we won't have to go through again, the coronavirus. So I'll obviously talk about firstly the statistics in Cherrybrook, and then I will let you know what I believe will happen and my opinion or suggestions on perhaps what you can do. By no means, don't take my word for it. It's only an opinion. So I'll put it out there for you to see what you think. So I'll get straight into it. So for the month of March, there were 10 registered sales with the median price of $1,538,000, with the highest sale price recorded at $1.95 million, with average days on market sitting at 23. Now, if you look in comparison to March last year, 2019, there were 13 registered homes for sale. The median price sitting at 1.33, the highest sale recorded at 1,665,000, and the average days on market sitting at 48. So when we break that down, the median price is actually up 15.6% in comparison to this time last year. And the average days on market were sitting at half in comparison to what they were this time last year. So I guess, to be brutally honest, this is where there is somewhat a changing of the guard, given everything that's happened as a result of the coronavirus. So the key measure, and one of the things to look at, the sales volumes, is the indicative measure. Okay, so when you look at median sale price and highest sale price and whatnot, that obviously tracks well, but sales volumes, it takes about 3 to 6 months for median price to correct in relation to that of sales volumes, generally speaking. So when we break it down, you can already see that consumer sentiment has tapered off as a result of the coronavirus. Okay, so I know it's only 3 sales, but it's a big only in a market that was firing quite well previously. Okay, so what I do expect to see as a result of this is a continual decline in sales volumes. I also do expect to see a correcting of the median price in 3 to 6 months, and I think you'll find the median price, it'll come into balance with where it's sat. How should we say, give it 3 to 6 months, it's probably going to be the same scenario as we were in, say, September, October last year. So, the irony is it'll sort of balance out. Now, as far as purchasing is concerned, you will start to see a lot of investors out there trying to make the most of this opportunity. So I just checked my notes because it was something very important I also did want to mention. No, sorry, that was it. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. Yes, so as far as listings at the moment and how many listings are on the publicly listed, there's 28 sales. Now, what you do need to keep in mind is Cherrybrook averages 25 to 30 homes for sale at any one time. We're currently sitting at 28. Now, 28 coupled with the fact that the market has taken a hit, and it's not all doom and gloom. I'll get to the positives in a second, but just want to point out the facts for what they are. So as you can see, when I say changing of the guard, buyers are provided with more options. Naturally, they will try and chance their arm to see what they can, to see if anybody will crack and accept the offer. But I dare say Cherrybrook is in a pretty good position to weather the storm. Now, by that I mean we were probably more vulnerable. Vulnerable is probably not the right word. In the 2018, early 2019 property market correction, there was more certainty. Okay, so a lot of you out there that had sold at that point in time realize that it's all about changeover price. Whilst you're not getting a good price from the sale perspective, you're buying well. And if you plan it well enough, you actually find that you can enhance your changeover price much better than you can in a boom, without going into too much detail. So there was certainty around that. So the reason the market started to correct significantly at that point was people had come to grips with the fact that, hey, well, this is what it is. This is what we need to do, transact and move on with our lives. At this point in time, there aren't many of you that need to transact and move on with your lives. That it's a point of uncertainty. It's a point of, all right, well, I know my surroundings, I know Cherrybrook, and if I'm going to be quarantined or in lockdown, this is where I'm going to stay. I'm going to take advantage, if I do have that mortgage stress, I am going to take advantage of the banks at the moment giving me that 6-month leeway period. So there are stimulus packages involved at this point in time that can help those ride through the wave. And admittedly, I dare say there aren't many of you that will need to use that. On the flip side, if you're looking to purchase a home in Cherrybrook and you're trying to find the peak at the bottom, you're not going to have much of a window here, right? If you look at the coronavirus, and this is just my opinion, if you look at the coronavirus, it's not here to stay. It's a short-term problem, right? So what you will see is, I know there's talks out there, like a short, sharp decline in, the property market and values, and there's doom and gloom and talk of such. I think what the media is forgetting to portray is the industries that are thriving as a result of this coronavirus, rightly or wrongly. So if you look at the IT sector, if you look at things like, you've got IT sector, you've got healthcare, you've got financial advisory institutions who are doing well, education's still going. So, and a lot of jobs have opened up to create new job creation for those that have been made unemployed in other areas. If you look at Qantas, where they had to get rid of 30,000 staff, Woolworths went directly to Qantas and said, we've got 20,000 job openings, do your staff want to? And yes, I know there's a $10,000 shortfall, 10,000 shortfall as far as numbers and job opportunities are concerned, but that's obviously made up elsewhere. So, I think we're doing enough as an economy, and I think credit must be given to the Prime Minister, National Cabinet, and all the leaders out there. I think personally they've handled it well. That's just my opinion. Not the sort of situation I'd want to be thrown in and making those judgment calls. So credit to them, and I think they've played it well, and I think they're going to do very well to keep us afloat as a country. And going back to what I was saying about Cherrybrook here, I think we are in a position as an economy, a localized economy and community, to weather this storm. As I know most of you out there don't need to sell, and why would you in a degree of uncertainty? On the flip side, there will be those of you, the few that do need to sell. And I guess what I do urge as a result of that is, for those of you that can hold off and don't need to sell, is perhaps wait. Don't list your home for sale now. Wait till the market picks up, because it will. And let me tell you, when it does pick up, it's going to boom, right? People are itching to go out and spend, right? They're contained. It's, like a rat in a cage at the moment. You can't go out and do anything. So the moment it's, all right, Australia, you can go out and live life as you so please. Well, people will be itching to go to restaurants, and any of you watching this in particular industries that have been affected, just do your best to hold in there, right? Because on the other side of this, I believe you're going to thrive like never before. People are itching to go out there and spend. So that's a bit of background on my take on the coronavirus, and I think how it'll play in the property market. Simply put, it's going to be supply and demand. Again, if you need to sell, you should probably be the only one entering the market now. If you don't need to sell and you're sitting there thinking, oh, well, we'll see what happens. Well, probably not the best time. And you know what? It's a no-brainer. It's common sense stuff. You don't need to hear this from me. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any further questions surrounding this, I will do my monthly updates just to keep you on track on how everything's going. If you have any further questions, you can call me. It's Angelo Lambropoulos, Director of Lambros Realty. Our office is closed at the moment to help with the containment of coronavirus, so I'm the only one in here filming. So call me on my mobile, being 0487 894 242. That's 0487 894 242. Or you can email me on angelo@lambrosrealty.com.au. And another thing worth mentioning is to obviously keep in, get onto the Cherrybrook Facebook page. I'll put it in the YouTube comment section because that is where the live updates are happening daily in comparison to the the monthly videos I'm putting out here. So obviously I don't go into this detail on the Cherrybrook Facebook page, but other matters which really are of relevance, which I think you should be aware of if you're in Cherrybrook, especially through this time. So stay safe, stay positive, and it's going to be much brighter on the other side. Guarantee it.